We have some blues coming out of our ears. In fact, I'm surrounded by blues right now. I got Double Trouble, Stevie Ray Vaughan. Welcome. Okay, I'm going to get their names right. Watch this. Reese, Chris, and Tommy.
Very good.
And Stevie Ray Vaughan. Welcome. So you're on tour with Robert Plant now. Now, you were telling me this, I think this is very funny, that your road crew is under a lot of pressure now because they have to be right on top of it now?
Yeah, we have our set is 60 minutes. The crew has 10 minutes to get all of our equipment off the stage. You know, exactly 10 minutes. If they take any longer than that, then Robert Plant's show is 2 hours, I believe, and that'll go over. So they really have to click.
That's wild. Now, what about the audience that Robert Plant is attracting? Is that giving you a whole new audience, or is it basically your audience?
Pretty much, I believe. We sold a lot of the tickets, but, you know, there's half again, at least, you know, or more, people who probably never heard us. But it's going over real well. We're having a lot of fun with it.
Well, I can see that both audiences are definitely crossed over because you got the guitars happening there, and that's what they're there to hear. So that's great. So, okay. Now we have a new and improved, and I understand that you have totally cleaned out. As a matter of fact, congratulations. Now, is this the whole band that I have to congratulate, or is this just Stevie?
I'm also cleaned up.
That's just great.
We cleaned up at the same time.
That's fabulous. That's like 19 months
on the 13th.
On the 13th of May that you haven't touched any drugs or drink.
That's right.
That's amazing. That's real good. And what is the straw that broke the camel's back? That?
Well, I collapsed in London. I actually collapsed in Germany first, and then we kind of continued on into London where we had to cancel the tour about 2 years ago. Yeah. 2 years ago in September. And there was no way but up to go. It was either that or die, you know, and there's just too much to do, too much to live for.
So you actually checked into a clinic? Mm-hmm. Yourself included?
Yeah.
Did you go together?
He went in Georgia and I went in Texas, but it was the same type place.
And it's the best thing I ever did for myself, you know.
I think it's just great. Now, when you go to a place like this, I mean, it's not just a physical thing. It's a mental rehabilitation in a big way. So what can someone tell you who is so addicted to something that gives you such pleasure in a way? What can they tell you that would make you stop?
Well, I had wanted to stop for a long time. I just didn't know how. You know, once it turns into a vicious cycle, you can't see yourself without it, which is where I was at. I was to the point where I really could not imagine going another day without anything. And for me, that was several days at a time before I would crash, you know, and staying drunk the whole time as well. And I started forgetting about the people that I cared about, you know, and the things that I cared about, and that hurt not only me but them, you know.
Yeah, there's a time that'll finally come, you know, when you're really screwing yourself up like that. There's a time that'll come when you really instinctively want to get out of it, and you know it's time to do something about it.
Yeah. So now that these guys have cleaned up their act, how has the band changed now that there's a different mental state, head state going on?
It's like we started all over again. It's like it was years ago. It's like everyone's having fun again, and music sounds great, and it's just a real good time again. It's like the party started, and the party got longer and longer, and the party got deeper and deeper,
out of hand.
and darker and darker. Now it's like we're back in the sunshine again.
That's great. Yeah. How has it affected your approach to music? Just you're looking at your guitar. Does it even look different now that you pick it up and you're straight?
Well, I can see it for one thing, you know. Everything about living is a lot better, you know. Even on my worst day now, it's a whole lot better than it was on my best day then.
That's great. Not to dwell on this is just one more thing that I was curious about. Now, I know that you're doing some spokesperson bits for. Is it AA that you're being a spokesperson for?
No. What I did was I did a commercial in Texas that's picked up nationwide about not doing drugs and driving. Yeah. You know, which was a lot of people's favorite pastime. You know, not intentionally, but that's what it turns into be.
Right.
And it's basically, you know, if you're doing drugs, you got a problem. And if you do it and drive, you could have death, you know.
You give other people problems as well.
You could kill somebody.
The reason why I was bringing that up is both of yourselves and yourselves too. When you see an ad like that on television, how often do you, when you are a drug abuser yourself, do you really listen to the guy on television? Do you think that you're going to make an impact, and do you think people will listen to you?
Even if you laugh out loud at the TV, you know, it still sets a seed, you know. Because you know, when everybody that's in real bad shape begins to suspect it if they don't already know it, you know.
Yeah.
And like you said, there comes a time when you really want to get out of it and want it more than anything. Just don't know how. Finally, you can break through some of the denial of it, you know, and so you got to hit a bottom, I guess, is what it amounts to, of some kind.
And there really is a turning point. There's a turning point when it seems like you just can't go any further down without dying, and you got to make a choice of either living or dying. It's really that simple.
And even with public service announcements, if one person hears that, it makes a difference, and it's all worth it. You know.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to talk to you guys. And we don't want to dwell on this because we're here to talk about your music, not about this stuff, which is great nonetheless. So let's play some videos. We'll come back and we'll talk some more about some rock and roll, okay?
Okay.
All right, this is Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble. We got Couldn't Stand the Weather on Much Music. Stevie Ray Vaughan and Double Trouble, they're here at the Much Music Studios. That video, I think, is one of my absolute favorite videos of all times. How much input do you, the band, have in making your videos? Because most of them are really good.
Well, we've had great directors and great cameramen, and we've gotten the chance to put this and that in there. You know, first of all, we've usually liked the videos, the ideas, in the first place.
Yeah.
We wouldn't have had fun doing them when it showed up. You know, Change It was probably my least favorite.
Yeah, mine too.
Mine too.
I agree.
But you know, doing Couldn't Stand the Weather and Cold Shot and Superstition, we all had a lot of fun. Had a lot of fun.
It's funny that we also don't like that one because we didn't pull that. Of the 3 videos that we're going to play today, we didn't Change
Really?
It. Yeah. There we go. We're on the same wavelength.
That's it.
Just listening to you guys, the way you look, the way you talk, there is such a strong bond between you. It seems almost like a family
It
or
is.
something.
It is.
We've been together for a long time.
Yeah.
Been through ups and downs.
We just had old phone numbers on Reese. We couldn't find him for a while, you know.
Yeah, on stage, we're kind of used to communicating just with eyes, too, you know.
Yeah.
Focusing in on each other.
Do you as a team, I know that you were one of the people who helped discover Jeff Healey, who's a fabulous Canadian guitarist, a young Canadian guitarist.
He is.
He's fabulous, yeah.
Yeah.
Now I was curious as how did you find him?
I didn't find him. We ran into each other. And we just, as soon as we met, we got along real well. And then I got the chance to hear him play, and I was just floored, you know. And what can you do except admire someone like him?
I was just curious because you hooked onto someone like him who is basically an undiscovered talent. If you guys, because you travel so much, if there's other people that you have found along the way who you have met in a small club or smoky club somewhere who has become someone real great or you think is marked for greatness?
Well, there's Colin James.
Yeah.
Little
Colin
Doyle
James is tough. He's
There's a
tough in my
guy,
book.
Little Doyle Bramhall.
That's right.
Yeah.
He's a real young guitar player. You'll be hearing
Yeah.
from him.
What's his name?
Doyle Bramhall.
His father was the guy who wrote "Change It" and "Looking Out the Window," and he and I used to be in a band together years and years ago called the Nightcrawlers, and then we wrote several songs together as well. But every time I see Little Doyle now, I think of him when he was about 5, you know, and he was playing drums with Ray Charles live. On the record player, he was down there playing along with it, you know. He was about 5 years old. He plays guitar and sings now.
He's real
And
talented.
he's really good. He plays left-handed upside down like Albert King.
Well, what differentiates a good guitarist from a great guitarist?
Heart, soul.
Can you just hear it? I mean, I don't
feel
know. Can you just hear it? I mean, I don't
feel
know.
it. You know, there's technical players, and then there's people who can play without reading music. You know, I can't read music myself, and I would enjoy being able to. It's helpful in some ways. However, it's just as much fun in a lot of instances just to reach for it and not know what you're going for. just listen for it, you know.
You know, I asked you earlier on if you ever performed B.B. King on television. The reason why is because my friend saw the show when you played with B.B. King, and he mentioned to me that he thought that you were far better than B.B. King technically. He said that he heard you. Well, okay, I was going to ask you is there a new generation of young guitarists that perhaps are better technically, faster with their hands, but perhaps don't have as much soul?
It's real possible. There's always new techniques being discovered and being, you know, dwelled upon, you know. However, when it comes, for me at least, the way I can see it, it comes down to everybody's learned something from people like B.B. King, and hopefully they've learned a lot, you know.
Is he one of your favorites?
Sure, B.B. and Albert, Albert King, Freddie King, Otis Rush, Buddy Guy, Hubert Sumlin, my brother, Jimmy Vaughan, and Jimmy Vaughan.
That's cute.
And Jimmy Vaughan.
What's he up to these days?
They're making a new record, or real soon they will be going in, anytime now.
Do you get it all involved with that, or do you stay away from his thing?
Oh, it's not that I stay away, it's just that we're out on the road and they're at home in Austin, you know.
We're hardly ever in the same place unless we're playing together. We've done some of that, but otherwise we're here and they're there. And
touring around like Paris 4th of July with B.B. King. Paris,
Yeah.
Things like
That's
that.
something that we're really looking forward to doing, is going back to Europe for many reasons. For me, it's going to be a good thing because we didn't get to do the tour. We didn't get to finish the tour last time we were there.
That's right.
And I'm really looking forward to going back and being able to do it, and on top of that, being you know, aware of what I'm doing, you know, and getting the chance to really look around and see what's going on.
Okay. More videos, all right? This is the one that's real fun. This was chosen by one of our cameramen as favorite video 2 years ago, just to let you know. Tony Wanamaker chose this as his favorite, just a little aside for all of you guys out there. This is Cold Shot on Much Music.
Yeah.
I can't take it anymore.
Well, you're back with the nation's music station. I have Double Trouble and Stevie Ray Vaughan with me in the studio. And the last video that we received from you was a cover of Superstition from Stevie Wonder. And I don't know why, maybe I'm weird, but I was real surprised that you chose that song. Was that the kind of reaction that you got when you covered it?
Well, everybody seemed to like it a lot.
Oh, I like it. Don't get me wrong.
We like the song, that's why we did it, you know.
Yeah.
it
That's
was
a good
written
choice.
for a guitar player in mind, or with a guitar player in mind.
Yeah, he wrote it for Jeff Beck years
Really?
ago. Yeah.
Are you friends with Stevie Wonder?
Fortunately, yes.
Fortunately, yes.
Yeah, I'm glad to be.
Yeah.
Very glad to be.
And you hooked on with him on a TV show with the MTV show?
Not too long ago, a month or two ago. It was aired last weekend, I guess. It was a lot of fun. I mean, just to stand next to him and watch what goes on around that guy is amazing.
Yeah.
You know, he's nonstop. He's just nonstop, and he's not only having fun, but he's doing something that he cares about and saying a lot with it. You know, and people will listen to him.
And you're taking notes, I see. But you're getting hooked up with a lot of interesting people. I was speaking to Charlie, who's your publicist, and he's giving me those list of people. I couldn't write fast enough. So there's, first of all, Michael Jackson. You're involved with the Michael Jackson film Strawberry Fields Forever. You're doing Taxman with that. Okay, what are you doing with it?
We just did a version of it, and I'm doing the voice during the song. The Taxman in the animation turns into this wild character, you know, and I'm the voice there.
Oh, give me a little taste of it.
Go ahead. Let's see.
Now my advice for those who die.
Oh, that's great.
You know, he's a pretty wild guy.
Was that your idea to do the voice?
We were asked to do the song, and I didn't see any other way we could do it if I sing it.
That's great. All right, so that's number one. Let me look at my list then. We have the Mickey Rourke film.
That's something way down the line.
So he's writing a film and he asked you to put together original music
He's
for
asked me to be in the movie, actually.
and act in it? Is this a first for you?
On camera.
That's wild. That's great. Are you nervous about that?
Of course.
Good. Good. Okay, let's get the list out. Robert De Niro.
Well, we've got a song that's on the trailer, on the ad for his newest movie.
And I hear he's a real fan of yours.
That's what I hear too. I haven't got to meet him yet.
Oh, you haven't yet?
Well, I've met him before, but it was kind of awkward. He was on an elevator, and several times actually. We were staying at the same hotel, and every time I'd get on the elevator, I had on this hat, but with less stuff on it, and it was in the winter, and I had on this big long black overcoat, and I guess I looked like a real character to him, because every time the elevator doors would open, he'd be standing there, and I'd be standing there, and he'd just start laughing. So I never knew what to think, you know.
And then you probably thought you were a cool guy. Funny looking, but cool. All right,
I was probably going.
I have one more name on the list here.
Okay.
Sam Shepard.
Okay, he's using our version of Voodoo Child in this newest movie. It's coming out with, of course, Jessica Lange's in it. And he's overseeing the movie.
Now, what is it about your music that goes so well in films? Why is everybody suddenly coming to you? Maybe you guys may be better to answer that.
It's real, or it's got it's real. I don't know, it's got a good feeling to it. I think.
I feel
it's got a good feeling.
Anything to add to that, Mr. Ray Vaughan?
That's what I see in it. You know, it's something that's not just a formula of music. You know, we play what we like, and it comes across, and therefore it fits in different places.
Well, you guys are going to have a great tour. So it's all month with Robert Plant, and then off to Europe by yourselves.
Yes.
And then you're going to conquer them there.
We're going to do our best to do it right.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for dropping by, and good to hear about the 19 months. Keep it up.
Yeah.
All right, so we're going to leave you now. Superstition, Stevie Wonder. Oh, much music. No, not Stevie Wonder. He wrote it. You know.